You don't hear many people talk about Assassin's Creed Embers, yet it's such an important final piece to the story of Ezio Auditore. For those of you who don't know, AC Embers is a short animated film covering the final days of Ezio. It came out on the same day as Assassin's Creed Revelations in 2011 and was meant to be watched after finishing Revelations. And while Revelations was still a satisfying conclusion to the Ezio trilogy and provided good closure for Ezio, I do really appreciate Ubisoft for making Embers. We deserve to see how this incredible protagonist comes to an end, so we have the full scope of his life as we see him born in AC2, grow up throughout the several games. It's only right we see his death as well. Embers doesn't do anything crazy or over the top, it's very character focused. Of course, there's still some action, but the main priority here is ending Ezio's story on a befitting note. Embers takes place 12 years after the events of Revelations in 1524, with Ezio and his family living a peaceful life in Tuscany. And I must say, it's such a satisfying payoff. After all the pain and suffering Ezio had to endure throughout his life, all the fighting, it's so nice to see him finally get to retire and have a family with Sofia, his son Marcello, and his daughter Flavia, as Ezio tries to live a normal, ordinary life as a farmer, something he's clearly enjoying after years of bloodshed. Except this is Ezio, he's never going to have eternal peace, as his past and tenure as an assassin won't stay in the past, as a Chinese assassin by the name of Xiao Yun comes to Ezio looking for wisdom and advice. Xiao Yun is also the protagonist of Assassin's Creed Chronicles China. Xiao Yun is essentially a representation of what Ezio was like when he was young, angry, a desire for vengeance, and the need to fight and rebuild the Brotherhood. Xiao Yun is a really interesting character, and at the time we hadn't really seen any version of the Assassin's Creed from Asia, so that was really cool. The robes look sick, by the way. But eventually Ezio softens up and teaches Xiao Yun, passing on to her some of his wisdom and advice as Ezio passes the torch one final time to the younger generation. Again, another beautiful moment for Ezio, and he does tons of reflection in this film as he realizes the only three important things he actually needed he had all along but never acknowledged it: liberty, time, and love. And it's even one of my favorite quotes in the AC series.
When I was a young man, I had liberty, but I did not see it. I had time, but I did not know it. And I had love, but I did not feel it. Many decades would pass before I understood the meaning of all three. And now, in the twilight of my life, this understanding has passed into contentment. Love, liberty, and time, once so disposable, are the fuels that drive me forward. And love, most especially, mio caro. For you, our children, our brothers and sisters, and for the vast and wonderful world that gave us life and keeps us guessing. Endless affection, mia Sofia. Forever yours, Ezio Auditore.
Such a good quote, and really represents the wisdom and perspective Ezio has gained in the final years of his life. And once Ezio sees Xiao Yun on her way back to China, Ezio heads into Firenze with Sofia and Flavia, where Ezio, in clearly bad condition, sits on a bench where he speaks with a mysterious man. And just like that, our legend takes one last long good look at his family, smiles, and thus comes the end of his story as he dies peacefully and happy. This film and moment specifically is such a rewarding moment to see unfold, and it only works so well because we've seen Ezio grow, learn, and mature over the span of 3 games and his entire life. It's a masterful conclusion to an iconic character and arguably one of gaming's best protagonists. I'm so happy Assassin's Creed Embers exists because sure, while Revelations does a good job of wrapping up Ezio's story and Embers wasn't absolutely necessary, Ezio and the the fans more than deserved this proper send-off. If you for some reason haven't watched Assassin's Creed Embers yet, and you finished all the Ezio games, then I definitely recommend you check it out. It's a very satisfying payoff. It's about 20 minutes long, and it's got everything it needs, proper character moments, cool action sequences. Speaking of, I totally want this concealed footblade to make a return. Like, what? That's awesome. Beautiful cinematography and some pretty good animation as well. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about Assassin's Creed Embers and your reactions to it when you first saw it. And if you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it if you left a like on the video and considered subscribing if you're new. I make a lot of AC content on my channel and many more videos to come in the future. But other than that, thanks for watching and have a good rest of your day, Assassins. And requiescat in pace, Ezio.